First of all, as a Salim Hakeem, it's a pleasure and honor to be in a club that has been in existence for the past 13 years. Arabian Stallion has given to the fraternity of Toastmaster the best of the best leaders. And really, it's a pleasure and honor to be among you all.
So pleasure.
Now, in the last year, I have been a volunteer as a pathway. I myself have completed level 4 in pathways, and I have learned a lot. Today, what I will do is I will do an attempt to make sure that I pass this information that I've learned to you. At any point of time, if you have any question, please interrupt me and ask. Pathways. Pathways is a name. It's a label. It's a brand given by Toastmaster International. See, Toastmaster came into existence how many years ago, approximately? 92 years ago. In 1970s, they have launched a third version of their education. In 2010, they decided that we need to innovate our learning methodology. So they took 7 years for an extensive research and study to come up in 2017 with Pathways. So that's the brand name, Pathways.
Wow.
Now, what makes Pathways so special than the conventional system? Now, I know some of the members have been here in the past. They have experienced the conventional system, and yes, we have distinguished Toastmasters. That is the highest rank they have achieved. Pathways is a self-paced, innovative, internet-based learning system. So it's something that you would only click and learn. The conventional system would have been a manual of pages of text, after a text and after a test. This thing has been changed. Everything you see now has been reduced very much in text, but increased so much into being an interactive educational system. It has 11 paths, مسارات تعليمية, educational path. It has 11 options with overall 374 projects in your hand. Wow, a learning institute that can give you 374 projects to learn from is wide, is big. And mind you, some of the projects are as critical in our real life, not only speaking, but preparing for an interview.
Sure.
How to become a good listener. Imagine in a speaking club, you need to learn how to become a good listener. Why? Because leaders listen and managers talk. The diversity is endless. The projects are massive and rich in content. Pathways is designed around competencies. Mind you, not skills. If I ask you a question and I say, what is the difference between skills and competencies? What would be your answer? What is a skill? Anyone?
Skill is something you can earn, you can learn it.
A skill is something you can earn, something you can learn. Okay, good. Who else? Skill?
Skill has to be learned.
A skill has to be learned, yes?
Skill is related to a particular subject, but competencies can cover a wide range.
Very good. So it's rather a way to get something done or an activity done, right? Very good. So what is then competency?
K.S.A.
Yes.
K.S.A.
Case?
K.S.A.
Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Knowledge.
Okay.
Knowledge.
I got stuck for a moment. I was trying to relate K.S.A. to competencies.
Knowledge, skills, attitude.
Okay, very good. That's a very technical answer. Let me give you an example to ease it. Sorry, you were saying something.
This is how good you are with skills.
How good you are. Okay, let me try to give you an example to give you a clear understanding of what the difference is. The skill is how you drive a car. The competencies are the basic knowledge that you need to do to be able to drive the car. So for example, for me to drive a car, I need to learn the safety rules. I need to learn the local laws. I need to understand how the mechanical parts of the car function. Those are competencies, set of competencies. The outcome of that is that I can drive any vehicle, not just a particular car. That's the difference between skills and competency. I hope the example is clear. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Somehow, we'll go into that.
The skill is how well you drive the car then, or is it?
A skill is the ability to drive the car. The competency or the knowledge, set of knowledge you need to make sure to be able to drive any vehicle. Yeah? Okay, so Pathways is designed around 5 core competencies. Competency number 1 is, those who can read, public speaking. Number 2,
Interpersonal communication.
very good. Number 3,
Strategic leadership.
number 4,
Management.
number 5,
Confidence.
very good. Now it is said that Pathways, if you finish one path, it will give you a blend of these 5. The outcome would be anything between 65 to 75 mixed blended competencies. Each path focuses on a certain core competency. So for example, if you can, those who can see the number, if you take, let's say, dynamic leadership, what are the numbers? Can you read the numbers? 1, 2, 3, and 5. So that means it takes a blend of 1, 2, 3, 5. So it skips this. There is a path, for those who can see, there is a path here that takes the minimum core competency. Can you see it? Can you spot it?
Presentation, second half.
Exactly. It takes only 1 and 5. So it focuses around 1 and 5. It doesn't mean that this is the least of it. It means that the competencies that you need to build is around these areas. Now, for those who have been in Pathways, how many have actually enrolled in Pathways? Can you raise your hand? 1, 2, Mr. President? Mr. President? 1, 2, division and director?
Yeah, I have to follow the old school to complete this DTM. That's why.
You did already. You're at DTM.
Once again, I'm doing.
So 1, 2, sorry, again? 3, 4, okay. Good audience, good. Now, can you tell me, what is addition number 11 into the 10 path that we already know? Can you spot out?
Innovative planning.
No.
Team collaboration.
Good attempt, yes?
Team collaboration.
Humor, exactly. So, engaging humor is an added path to the 10 path that they already have. And it is expected that there are going to be 2 more paths in the coming 6 months. Humor is the most difficult thing a speaker can do. It's not everyone's ability. If you are engaging in a discussion and you're speaking in front of an audience, making them laugh and bringing their attention towards you is not an easy job, right? This is why Pathways believe that this itself needs to be focused on and can be capitalized. Now I need your attention a little bit here on this one. I hope it's readable again.
Yeah.
These are the path. I have selected 5. And these are the description of the path. Now what we want to do is that while the titles are quite fancy, we need to understand the difference between 2 possible similarities. So if I point out here and I say, you have dynamic leadership, you have effective coaching, innovative planning, leadership development, and motivational strategies. The 2 that might overlap each other could be dynamic leadership and leadership development. I need you to tell me what is the difference between dynamic leadership and leadership development. You can read the text if the text is clear. Is it clear for almost everyone, the text?
The focus, I think, is the difference. You'll focus on facilitating change.
Okay, it may not be clear, so I'll explain it. Now, dynamic leadership focuses on you, change management. It tells you how to become an effective leader. Whereas leadership development is about managing a team and being a leader and coaching and mentoring a team. So the idea, the reason I have raised this question, that you might have titles that overlap, but they don't actually overlap. There are a specific, different set of requirements for each path. This is a roadmap. You're not going to find this slide on anywhere in the Pathways portal. This tells you what you need to expect ahead of you. Now, each path, these are path 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is a comparison between 5. Each path is divided into 5 levels. If you notice, level 1 is repeated across all, not only 5 here on the screen, but across all the 11 paths. For a person, a senior person who have already completed so many levels, probably DTM, would come and say, why do I need to do an icebreaker again? It's just repetition. I might skip it. Why do I need to do evaluation and feedback? Why do I need to do a research again and again, every path? I want to ask this question to you and say, why do you think Pathways have intentionally made sure that every time you repeat the icebreaker, every time you do the evaluation and research, and every time you prepare how the fundamentals or the basics of research? What do you think the answer could be?
I think it's the basic and foundation for each step, for each pathway.
100%. 100%. The reason behind this is that when we do icebreaker, we are speaking to our audience again and again and again. And it's not necessarily the audience that were here a year ago or the same audience are here today. People need to know. So icebreaker is like switching your car in the morning and making sure that it heats before you go into driving mode. This is number one. Number two, why is the evaluation and feedback repeated at every single path? Why? Because that's the basic, that's the fundamental of our success and constructive learning behavior. We get a feedback, we know how to evaluate, we will improve, and we will allow others to improve. We are not good at that, we will fail. Number three, research. Because research, yes, it's a basic competency, but yet every path has its track, and therefore research is a reminder to us to tell us what kind of set of skills and competencies you require to be able to proceed with your research and preparation of the speech. The second thing that is repeated across 11 paths is level number 2, project number 3. Can anyone tell me what is that? Level number 2, project number 3?
Introduction to Toastmasters, mentoring.
Mentoring. Why? Why mentoring in such a great deal in Toastmasters pathway system? Why? What is the difference between mentoring and coaching? What's the difference? Can anyone tell me? It's not an exam. I have no gifts, no scores. Yes.
Hajari.
Mentor can guide anyone, either in Toastmaster or any other place. Mentor can put the team on the pathway and guide them.
Very good. And the coach?
The coach just evaluate and give feedback without, maybe they will not give any direction or guidance, just feedback or comments.
Good. Yes, ma'am.
I think mentoring people for the long goals,
Okay.
long purpose that help you to achieve your goals.
Okay.
But coaching during your path, he will give you more instruction to it, how body language, how like that.
Okay. Let me elaborate based on correctly what you have mentioned. Mentoring is someone who could be in the same position you are, but more senior than you in terms of experience. Coaching is usually an external assignment that is led by time and an objective. So for example, I can join a company in a technical department. I'm a technician. Me and my colleague, he is a mentor to me, the only reason because he has been in the company for the past 2 years and I'm a new hire. So mentor doesn't mean that it's a consultant or it's an advisor, it's just someone with more experience. Again, I'm asking this question, why mentoring is such a big deal in Toastmasters? Why? New guest, can you elaborate? Do you know why? Yes.
Basically, you help new members to know what's going on in the club or what's going on, the whole thing, Toastmaster, or if they are planning to go to Pathways, maybe help them understand what is a pathway.
Very good. Would you feel comfortable having another member telling you what Toastmasters is all about, rather than having a person in 3-piece suit as a consultant coming from Toastmaster US telling you what you need to do?
Yes.
The former.
Yeah.
Right? You'll feel more comfortable being in an environment where everyone helps other, and this is why the focus of mentoring is. Are you guys getting bored?
No.
No.
It's interesting.
Okay. I know this is the last half of the day. It's the night, so everyone is expecting to go home, eat dinner, hang out. Anyhow, so here is how you track, Mr. VP Education and everyone in Toastmasters. This is how you track someone's performance. The system, the moment you complete a level, the system will generate an identity for you. It's an acronym of 2 letters and a number. I am IP4. IP stands for the path name, and 4 stands for the level that I've completed, and so forth. So with time, you will realize that we were going to have names of the path that we have finished or are ongoing, and the levels that we have completed. Now, I need you to count the number of dots. This is a path, one path. Can you count how many number of dots are here on the top?
10.
I'm bad with math.
10.
10? Very good. That 10 is the mandatory projects that you have to do through the 5 levels. You are given a chance of a wide selection of electives. In level 3, you will start with elective. They will give you 12 options. You have to at least do 2 to pass level 3. Here's another important factor for the VP education. To pass level 3 is not mandatory, it's not must, it's not system-wide approval, but it is better used that if you want to finish level 3, by then you should have taken the club meeting roles. So you should have filled the you should have filled the functionaries, and you should have filled the big 3 roles in the club to pass level 3. Then in level 4, they give you 7 selections, and level 5, they give you 5 selections. You have to do 2, 1, 1. How many elective cores are here then? 12 plus 7 plus
24.
5. How many are this?
24.
24. So among 24, you have to do 4. This is what Pathways is all about. You have to do each path, 10 projects. You will be given 24 electives, and you have to do how many?
4 minimum.
4 minimum. Now, if I were you, and I'm offered at an open buffet in a 5-star hotel, I've already paid for it, right? And I have 2 options. Either walk in with salad and a soup and a 7-Up or Pepsi and go home, or have everything in front of you. What would you do?
The latter.
Would you go with the minimum?
No.
4 projects and just let's get it done, I want to just move on? Or you would enjoy the entire buffet offered by the 5-star hotel?
Of course.
I bet you're going to do the second, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Lovely.
What is the fee structure? Now, when you enroll in the club, you get 1 path free of charge. You have 30 days to change that path. But trust me, if you are on a slow pace, you will not going to realize that you need to change the path unless that 30 days is left. Why? Because level 1 is lookalike across 11 paths. So you need to move fast and get into level 2 to be able to justify and say, oh, you know what? I'm going to keep this path, or I'm going to change this path. If you want a new additional path, to enroll in additional path, you have to pay $20 to Toastmaster International.